Hello, beautiful and exotic women of the world. Welcome back to another video. Have women gone out of their way to start issues with you when you are just minding your business? Have you been the face of a smear campaign? Have you been lied on, gang stalked, or harassed because someone decided they don't like you? Have you found out that someone you never spoke to had one-sided beef with you? Well, if you have, this video is for you, and so is this channel, so subscribe. So the reason why beautiful women are targets for drama is because people find you fascinating. People find you interesting. People find you perplexing. And when they cannot create any type of excitement, joy, or happiness within their own lives, what they do is try to siphon it and create it outside of themselves using other people as pawns. And sometimes you are caught in the crossfire of someone looking for joy and excitement and entertainment. And as shallow as that sounds, that is literally all it boils down to. A lot of people are bored, a lot of people are idle, and a lot of people don't have anything going for themselves. So they create drama. Take it from me. I lived in a narcissistic home with a mother who made my every waking moment a living hell because she was bored, and the only way that she could have some type of spark in her life or excitement in her life is if she created drama amongst the family, amongst me and my brother. Any type of chaos that she could create, she would create it, even at the expense of her own flesh and blood. So if my own mother could do that, which I know a lot of exoticals have experienced with their blood relatives and mothers and fathers, what makes you think a stranger wouldn't do it to you too? So when it comes to strangers creating drama with you, people who want to tell lies, people who want to create smear campaigns, people who like to bring you into their dysfunction, they're doing this because, especially if you're a beautiful woman, they're doing this because they either want your validation, they want your attention, or they want you to look like the bad guy. So think about it. The stigma of being beautiful comes with a lot of positive things. So these people who like to bring you into drama know that. They know that people most likely perceive you well. They know that people probably think you have a good head on your shoulders, probably think that you're smart or have some type of skill, talent, or ability that is exceptional or that is really cool. And they are looking to tarnish your reputation. And don't sleep on strangers, because you'd be surprised, even if you go to school with somebody and you never spoke to them a day in your life, or you're at work and you've never spoken to this coworker a day in your life, best believe they've been watching you. Best believe they've been stalking you. Best believe they've been envisioning how they're going to create drama surrounding you or bring you into it. Best believe that they have made you their public enemy. And because they want to tarnish the perception of you being a good person, or you being a kind person, or you even being a genuine person, they will bring you into drama or try to trick you into thinking that there's drama so that you can come out of your character, and they can say, hey, look, see, I told you she's fake. I told you she's a hater. Hey, look, I told you she's weird. Look, I told you she has anger problems. Look, I told you she's pressed. These people will stop at nothing for a quick dopamine hit of chaos and confusion. And they will do it at the expense of your mental health, at the expense of your reputation. They will do it at the expense of you keeping your job, so your job security, you staying in school, your relationships. It does not matter. These people will come for everything that you love, everything that you cherish, everything that you hold near and dear to you. They will come for it if it means that they get to take you down a peg while also entertaining themselves. And of course, these people are one of the lowest of the low. I don't want to put labels on people because I am not a doctor. I'm not like a clinician or, someone who went to school for psychology. But I always feel like these people give sociopath, because where they can just sit back and read a book or watch a movie on Netflix or go outside and touch grass, they're deciding that what they're going to do with their precious time that God gave them is to harass and bother you. And if you think about it, people bringing you into drama, especially if you have something going on for yourself. So let's say you are a great employee, you're looking to just excel in your job or in your career, or you have a business, or you have a practice, or whatever you do, whatever your thing is, whether it's a hobby or a way that you make your money, what people will do when you are invested in your purpose, and I really want to convict you guys with this word right now because this is something I'm going through currently. What you need to understand is is if people get a glimpse into your life and they see what you're trying to achieve, what you're trying to accomplish, if they see that you are trying to achieve more and do more with your life, and they may not necessarily be on that same timing, or they may not have the capacity to do that, they will have this one-sided beef with you. And out of all the things I listed off in the beginning of the video, where I was kind of asking you guys if you can relate to these things, I think one-sided beef is the most destructive thing out of all of those things. I think obviously smear campaigns is very destructive, but when it comes to psychological warfare and like spiritual warfare, I feel like one-sided beef is really, really, really dangerous, because it allows the person to kind of get away with distracting you and knocking you out of your focus with their hatred for you. And usually one-sided beef means that they make it clear to you that they don't like you, but to other people, they don't make that obvious. And it's so sneaky and conniving, which is why it's so destructive. Because if you were to call it out, or if you were to go to HR, or if you were to even go to their face and directly tell them, hey, I notice you're doing X, Y, and Z, they can pull the "what are you talking about" card. And they love to do that. People like this are usually cowards, and they hide behind silent bullying tactics. I've talked about this in my previous video, go check it out. But they like to do this as a silent way of distracting you from your purpose. So if they are intimidated by the fact that you own a business, or if they're intimidated by the fact that you are doing well at work and you are up for promotion, or if you have a certain skill that you love to do, like if you play a sport, or if you play an instrument, or if you can sing or dance, whatever it is, right? If they find that to be threatening, if they find that to strike a nerve when it comes to their insecurities, they are going to create one-sided beef with you to distract you. And what that does is it uproots you from your purpose. It takes you on a completely different path, because now your mind is focused on, why is this person pressed about me? Why is this person being funny towards me? Why did this person's energy change? And do you see how that kind of is counterproductive to someone who's supposed to be focused and indulged in what they're trying to achieve in their life? That's what these people are doing, whether they realize it or not. And I think, of course, it's obviously very sinister if they're doing this on purpose and they're aware of what they're doing. And I can say for a fact, I know I have dealt with enough sociopathic people, enough people who have narcissistic tendencies, to know that some of those people definitely were doing it out of trying to get me distracted. I remember there was a time where I was noticing all of the red flags with some of the friends that I had around me, and I had to start cutting them off. And it was really painful, because these are people who I trusted, who knew a lot about me, I knew a lot about them, and one of them was slowly morphing into me. I've spoken about this in some of my previous story times, but this was the friend that was trying to morph into me and like do every single thing that I was doing. And I genuinely do feel like she was doing this to distract me, because think about it. If someone who is close to you, who's a friend, knows that you're into something, knows that this is something that you've been called to do, that you've been doing for a while, and they never had an interest in it whatsoever, and then they start to turn into a hater, and they start to turn envious and start competing with you, and then suddenly they start to do the same exact things you're doing, they know that that's going to distract you from your purpose. They know that the switch up is going to baffle you. And some people are able to bounce back from those whoa moments, really quickly. Me, it takes me a while when I go through some type of friendship breakup and I realize that they were trying to become me the whole time, because I feel like I was slighted. It makes me feel like the person who I am is being stolen from me. And it does kind of make me feel like, well, what's the purpose of continuing? And this person thinks that I'm their competition and I'm just trying to be their friend. And, I kind of went down this rabbit hole. But now I realize that if people are doing this, it's because they obviously see something amazing about you, even if they don't have the maturity to admit it. And if they're immature enough to start to hate you and start to compete with you and try to become you, that's how you know that you are a very, 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 very valuable person. And once I started to look at it that way, now I'm looking at it as something to be proud of, because that means that I have power. That means I have influence. That means that I am better than them. So I just want to encourage you ladies to never be distracted by people and their efforts to destroy you, and their efforts to smear your name, and their efforts to steal your light. Obviously address it. If you want to address it head on, more power to you, sister. But don't allow it to distract you to the point where you're no longer pursuing your dream. You're no longer going after your goals because this person has done such a good job at shaking you up and deterring you off of your path. So ladies, drop down in the comment section and let me know your thoughts. As always, I'd love to have a conversation on a deeper level. And I'll also be leaving my email in the description box. You can share any of your stories with me there as well. Have a lovely day, ladies.